Good day, everyone! I am Sir Robbie, and together, we will learn the word of the future, robotics. Did you know that here in Educational Technology Unit, robotics is a priority to make every Filipino learners and teachers competent and meet the demands of the future global scene? Wherein teachers, students, and parents who wanted to learn robotics is just a click away for free. Robotics is an interdisciplinary field which integrates computer science and engineering. It involves design, construction, operation, and use of robots to assist human activities. Are you ready for this transformation? Soon in ICT's Educational Technology Unit. Come and join us and love the future para sa bata, para sa bayan, at para sa guro. Sulong edukalidad.
Mabuhay! Good day to all! I am your tutor Madge. Welcome to ETUlay, a free online tutorial, an initiative of the Department of Education, Information and Communications Technology Service, Educational Technology Unit, ICTS EdTech. This program is aimed at helping and assisting learners from kindergarten, senior high school, ALS, Alive, and SPED learners. Aside from answering the modules, the ETUlay is offering programs which you will surely look forward to. Together with our parents and teachers, the ETUlay will bridge the gaps where difficulty and ease meet in learning new knowledge and skills. So, let us prepare our modules, pen and paper. Ready your mind to see and hear worthwhile and interesting lessons. Let us now study and learn together with our volunteer online tutors. Tara na!
Smile and shine! Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to DepEd ETUlay. Again, it is a remarkable Friday for us to learn because today it's TLE Day, another session for Grade 9 Front Office Service. This is your tutor Grace from STO Santiago City, teaching you virtually with love, so listen attentively, watch carefully, and learn wholeheartedly. And so all teachers, parents, tutors from Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, I hope you're doing well. And how about you, Tutor Teresa? How are you today?
Magandang hapon sa lahat ng ating mga manonood, para sa bata, para sa bayan, para sa mga guro. A pleasant afternoon, big hi and powerful hello. I'm Tutor Teresa from SDO Cavite Province. Good afternoon to Ma'am Cristina Agsunod, Anilin Suelto Cobrado, Trinidad Paharon Buwayan. Good afternoon, watching from Tanza Elementary School, Estancia, Iloilo. Maraming salamat po sa inyong patuloy na pagsubaybay sa ating session in ETUlay Front Office Services for Grade 9. Tutor Grace?
Yes, exactly, Tutor Teresa. We are your tutor guide for TLE 9 Front Office Service, and at the same time, your tour guide who will take you to a wonderful learning experience. Shout out to all teachers and parents in Santiago City. Yes, Tutor Teresa. So before we proceed to our next topic for today, about advising other on reservation details for Q1, week 7 rather, let us proceed to the short review. What would be the next slide, Tutor Teresa?
Okay, so before we have a recap of what we had discussed last week, let's have our learning objective for this afternoon. So at the end of this session, our dear tutees, our online viewers, we are expecting you that you will be able to communicate general and specific customer requirements and reservation details to appropriate departments and colleagues. So this session involves communicating effectively within the various hotel departments. Ano-ano nga ba yung mga kailangan nating malaman sa loob ng isang hotel? Akala natin siguro kausap lang po natin ay mga guests and our colleagues in the front office department. But here in this lesson, we will talk about various departments inside the hotel wherein we can communicate all the things that our guest needs. Okay, so let's have first the recap of what we had studied last week, Tutor Grace.
Yes, Tutor Teresa. So before we proceed to our next topic, let's have first a short review regarding our lesson in our previous session. So the general steps in receiving, updating, or making amendments. The first one is find out. Find out the given or the guest name. Second, bring out. Bring out the reservation in a computerized system. Third, ask or ask politely the guest or ask the guest on the changes on the reservation.
Next are the following, but before we proceed, watching from Leon Mediana National High School, SDO Iloilo, Arellano Odinaldac, Megs. So repeat, the next step is to repeat the reservation changes, provide the guest a new confirmation number for the change reservation, and apply the necessary changes.
The other general steps is update the reservation record. Next is cancel reservation if necessary. Thank the caller. And last, file reservation records.
Okay, thank you so much, Tutor Grace. We also discussed the differences between the three terms where we always meet them: cancellation, amendments, and no-show. So cancellation means a guest has confirmed a specific room reservation for a specific date, but to some circumstances, he decides not to go. Thereby, he or she or the guest informs the hotel about the request to cancel the reservation. So that is under cancellation. Amendment, if we still recall, the reservation has not been canceled, but there are some changes which the guests want to apply. While no show, wala talagang pakita. No show, no? The
Yes.
booking was confirmed, but until the expected time of arrival, the guest didn't arrive. So from Justin Tabiang, grade 12 ABM, Salinungan, Standalone Senior High School, SSG School Year 2021-2022. Good afternoon. Also to Althea Ortiz, grade 12 ABM, Salinungan National High School. Maraming salamat po sa inyong pagtutok at sana hanggang sa huli. So please don't forget to like also, to share, and to follow DepEd ETUlay, especially FOS for grade 9. Okay, Tutor Grace?
Correct, Tutor Teresa. And shout out also to our EPS in Santiago City, Sir Carlos G. Mateo, and to my school head, Ma'am Elsie S. Vetera. Happy watching and good afternoon to all of you. Okay, moving on, Tutor Teresa.
Okay, so as Tutor Grace had mentioned earlier, we have discussed in our previous sessions the general steps in receiving reservation, updating, or making amendments. And now we are down to communicating general and specific customer requirements and reservation details as well to appropriate departments and colleagues. So in order to do this effectively, we have to keep in mind the duties and responsibilities embodied as a front office staff. So let's have a short tour. We'll take you to a short trip in the front office department. So if you have your paper and pen with you, you may take down notes for important details. So direct, please. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. There you go.
Thank you.
mga ETUlay tutors po kami, dito kami para po sana makapagbigay ng approach sa mga students. Opo. And ang tinuturo po namin po, wala iba kundi
Front office services.
opo. Kaya po sana, nag-usap po kami ng ganitong gamit. Sir, ano po pangalan? Sir Jovin. Kayo pang front office manager. Sakto. Sakto po. Nice meeting you, sir.
Start po namin is approve naman po yun from... Ay, okay.
Thank you so much po.
Sir, I'm Tutor Grace at DepEd ETUlay. And tatanong lang po ako for interview. So, as a front desk officer, how do you function amidst pandemic?
First, no, pwedeng naging may nag-close po kami for almost 6 months po kami. So, dito po sa nangyari during pandemic po, malaki po talagang apekto ito dito sa ating industry. Dahil sa dito po sa hospitality, sa mga pagtrabaho sa restaurant, dito po sa hotel. So dito, kumbaga, marami siyang kumbaga maraming mahirap na i-do po dito sa atin sa mga ano natin, sa mga same industry po natin na nag-work po. So, kumbaga ngayon naman po, since pandemic po ngayon, so ang naging advantage naman po ng mga hotel ngayon is doing po siyang quarantine facility. So, yun po yung naging option po ng mga hotels po para mag-accept naman po tayo ng mga balikbayan po po ng mga sa kasi ng things na so kahit po na-apektuhan po tayo ng pandemic na wala po tayo nagsarado po yung ibang establishment po ng property, no? Meron pa rin po tayong work na nagsasabi dito, especially dito po sa Merla Hotel, so we also accept quarantine quarantine facility po. Kagaya po ng OFW sa Balita. So, yun po yung natin so, yun po sa mga nahihirapan at na sumuko po din sa ano po, ano. Pwede pa rin naman po tayong bumalik sa hopefully bumalik na rin yung turismo at makabangon tayo ulit. Ba't maging normal yun?
Good afternoon, Sir Rob. I am Tutor Teresa from DepEd Educational Front Office Services. So, sir, tatanungin po namin, sa tingin po ninyo, sa pagiging front office staff, ano-ano po ang mga duties and responsibilities ng isang front office staff?
Okay. From being a front office agent,
Okay, Tutor Teresa. Dear Tutor, sorry for the poor quality of our audio. So medyo naglalag. And thank you so much for watching. Tutor Teresa and I had a wonderful experience. Yes, Tutor Teresa, last October 27. So we went to Mela Hotel, one of the three-star hotel in Las Piñas. And we conducted an interview to hotel, especially to front desk office. Yes, so thank you so much, Sir Joven, one of the uh, front desk officer in hotel, and also to Sir Ralph for allowing us to take a video featuring front desk office, and also Tutor Teresa.
Yes, Tutor Grace, and I, and the rest of the team of ETUlay, we would like to extend our gratitude and appreciation to Mela Hotel for allowing us to take photos and videos in the front office department. We also learned actual details na po ng ginagawa ng isang front office services. I hope we can show you mas maayos na video presentation on week 8. Abangan po natin iyan. And before we proceed, let's have these students and teachers from various parts of the country. Vilma Clemente, good afternoon po. Watching from Adalam Region High School, Maine, Jones West District, LD4. Ano po yung LD4 kaya? Good afternoon po, Ma'am Mary May Fario Decreto. Sir Robbie Cancerman, wow, real FOS employee.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you po. At I'm so much grateful to have all the way from Santiago City, Tutor Grace, pumunta pa po ng Manila iyan just to have this video presentation para maipakita natin, knowing na during the pandemic and yung mga junior high schools po natin ay hindi po nakakalabas para pumunta ng mga hotel na po. And we are hoping na somehow nakatulong po yung video presentation. Okay, so
Yes.
moving on.
But before that, Tutor Teresa, I would like to add some thoughts. So this is a good opportunity anyway for everyone to be familiar with the ways of hotel management and challenge that it is encountered nowadays. So during my interview with Sir Ralph, ano ba yung function niya amidst pandemic? So, yun nga po, ang hotel is nag-close 6 months and nawalan sila ng work. Pero hindi natapos, hindi sila nawalan ng pag-asa dahil naging quarantine facility ang ibang hotel. So, nagkaroon ng pagkakataon na makapag-work ang mga front desk officer. Right, Tutor Teresa?
Yes, Tutor Grace. Thank you so much. Yun po. Okay, so moving on, let's have, doon tayo naputol kanina sa sinasabi ni Sir Ralph, front office responsibilities. So based on in our experience as a front office staff ni Tutor Grace, we have various responsibilities which we sum up into this, being telephone operators, guest relations clerk, cashiers, secretaries, auditors na po. So ano ba itong mga to? So as a telephone operator, we answer the phone, take messages, and redirect calls to appropriate offices. We as front office staff ensure timely and accurate customer service, and it all starts in communicating with them. We also handle complaints and specific customers' requests. So, yan po yung ilan sa mga ginagampanan ng isang telephone operator front office staff.
Exactly, Tutor Teresa. But before I proceed to the other front office responsibilities, I would like to greet a happy or good afternoon, happy watching to my best friend, Sir Richmond Binse. Good afternoon from SDL Santiago City. Enjoy Kabsat. So the other one is from the other front office responsibility is what we call the guest relation clerk. So we also perform as a guest relation clerk or guest relation coordinator or guest relation specialist. So it is a customer service oriented employee who essentially greet hotel guests. So sila po yung naka-in-charge para batiin or i-greet ang mga guests na pumapasok sa hotel. So from escort to guests, to room to assisting in arranging reservation, and guest relation officer also ensure a pleasant and satisfying stay at a hotel. Right, Tutor Teresa?
Yes, Tutor Grace. So another front office responsibility is being a cashier. Na, hindi natin siguro naiisip yon, pero we are in charge of the cash flow. Ano itong cash flow na ito? We collect payments for expenses incurred during their stay, including additional services. Ano yung mga additional services like na ito? So these are room service, telephone use, especially when making long distance or overseas calls, minsan magpapalaba, may mga extra charges ang mga iyan. So as a cashier or as a front office staff, we also perform the duty of being a cashier po. So bago sila mag-check out, kailangan po natin na ma-charge sa kanila, and we are in charge of the cash flow ng mga dapat po nilang isettle na mga bills and payments. Yan po.
Correct, Tutor Teresa. And aside from that, telephone operator, guest relation clerk, cashier, ang isang front office or front desk officer ay nagpe-perform din bilang isang secretary. So ano mga ba ang gawain ng isang secretary? Organize and maintain and records, update when necessary, create and maintain updated documents and spreadsheets, oversee sorting and distribution of incoming mail, prepare outgoing mail, and records meeting minute. And aside from that, hotel secretaries might work with any number administrative professional within a hotel. In any case, the secretary's job will generally be the answer phones, manage documents and communication, and take care of office logistic. So, yun po ang gawain ng isang front desk. Ang maging or nagpe-perform din siya being a secretary. Okay, Tutor Teresa?
Before I proceed, hi Ma'am Vilma Clemente, natuto po ako sa inyo. LD for earlier as what I asked. It means Legislative District 4 of Isabela Province. So maraming salamat po to the provincial government of Isabela for tuning in. Thank you po sa inyong suporta. And another responsibility of a front office staff is being an auditor. Auditor means you organize bookkeeping and issue checks or invoices at receipts. Your duty as a front office staff being an auditor also includes reviewing the guest payments and other details from the day they checked in. So, i-review mo lahat din yon kung tama ba. Sometimes, baka may kulang. And before you also endorse na the amount of money to the next shift, kailangan po na ma-review mo lahat para tama po yung mai-endorse mo na amount payables, receivables, things like that. Another is also you perform inventory of this office supplies and order what is needed, such as bond papers, flyers, yung mga ganun po. So, ikaw ang taga-inventaryo ng mga iyon as a front office staff. So, moving on, let's have this interdepartmental communication. So we will be discussing to whom we will communicate when it comes to specific customer requirements and reservation details. So in our objective, our dear tutees, our online viewers, to our home learning facilitators as well, and parents and teachers, in our objective, it states that at the end of the lesson, we as all learners here will be able to communicate general and specific customer requirements and reservation details to appropriate departments and colleagues. So we will answer now the question, who are they? Are you ready, Tutor Grace?
Yes, of course. I'm ready.
Yan.
Thank you so much, Tutor Teresa. But before I proceed to the Interdepartmental Communication, good afternoon po. Happy watching from grade 12 STEM Salinungan Standalone Senior High School. Good afternoon, Desiree Quijano. So happy watching, Desiree. So moving on, the first one is communication with human resource. Okay. As a front office staff, we don't only communicate to our guests, but we also communicate reservation details to appropriate departments and other colleagues. Okay, so the first one is communication with human resource. Front office department is engaged with the HR department to interview, help shortlist them, and select the most eligible employees. It is also contact the HR department for employee training and induction programs, salaries, leaves, dues, and appraisal. Of course, I still remember when I worked in Science Discovery Center, being a front desk officer, Tutor Teresa, maikwento ko lang saglit before
Go
I proceed
ahead,
to the
Tutor
other
Grace.
Interdepartmental Communication. Minsan sometimes may mga empleyado na pumapasok sa hotel or katulad ng Science Discovery Hotel. So nagpapa sila ng resume. So ano po ba ang gawain ng isang front desk officer? So makikipag-communicate ako kay HR staff na meron kaming empleyado na nag-a-apply. So, yon. Yun ang isang gawain ng front desk. Right, Tutor Teresa?
Yes, Tutor Grace.
Yes, and the other one is communication with accounts. Meaning to say, as front office department handles guest account with a complete responsibility, the staff needs to often interact with the back office accounting colleagues regarding payment settlement or dues of guests or non-guests are giving discount offers and coupon settlement. It is also need to sort out and get actual status of night auditing with accounts. So, yes, Tutor Teresa, what else?
Okay, moving on, we also have communication with food and beverage or the F&B department. So here we deal with accepting and reserving banquet inquiries and coordinates them with the respective department. So halimbawa, may tumawag sa atin na guest at nagtatanong po siya kung papaano sa event na pag-held ng event sa ating hotel, we coordinate that to the F&B department. Another, we also keep track of guest purchases from the restaurant, the bar, or coffee shops in the hotel. Sometimes kasi, lalo na kapag naka-check in or naka-in-house itong mga guests natin at kakain sila, like for example sa coffee bar or sa restaurant natin ng hotel, ipinapa-charge nila sa kanilang registration. At yun po yung ina-account naman ni front office staff bago sila mag-check out. So, hindi natin alam kung ano yung mga in-order nila, kung magkano ang mga iyon, but then the F&B department will communicate to us back and forth also. Another, we also have communication with marketing and sales department, like yung mga magpapabook ng kanilang mga functions, and communication with housekeeping, communication with banqueting. Pasadahan po muna natin ito due to time constraint. Teacher Grace, but could you add some?
Yeah, so the other one is communication with housekeeping. So, the front office staff needs to interact with the housekeeping department on the concerns such as readiness of vacated accommodation for selling, security of the accommodation, guest complaints and requirement about any amenities is initiated at the front desk, guest requirement of removing soiled dishes or linen from the accommodation. Like for instance, ako si guest, nasa isang room ako, nag-book ako, Tutor Teresa, and tumawag
Yes.
ako sa front office. So, tumawag ako and sasabihin ko sa kanya na kailangan malinis yung room pag alis ko. So, kailangan kong i-inform ang front office para ang front office mag-inform ngayon sa housekeeping na linisin kasi aalis si guest. So, nag-expect siya na pagdating ng guest is malinis na yung kanyang room. In addition, the housekeeping department relies upon front office staff for the number of accommodation, sole departure, walk-in, stay over guests, and no-shows. Timely distribution of the accommodation sales help the housekeeping manager to plan employee personal vacation. Okay, so as front desk officer, our dear duties, future. Yes, rather. So, kailangan alamin natin ano ba yung mga kailangan ng gawin natin o kanino ba tayo kailangan makipag-communicate. Bilang front desk officer, you need to be flexible. Okay, so last is communication with banqueting. So meaning to say, the front office and banqueting department needs to interact with each other on the concerns such as expected number of guests to attend the banquet, showing direction of the venue to unfamiliar banquet. Like for instance, my dear cuties, ako ay isa sa mga guests ng Mela Hotel kung saan doon kami nag-conduct ng interview. Ngayon, tumawag ako sa front office kasi hindi ko alam yung location kung saan ba ako pupunta para sa fine dine area kasi may imimit akong isang kaibigan. So, tatawag ako sa front office para i-guide nila ako. So, yon importante yon. Si front office, kukommunicate siya sa banquet para tawagan si guest kung saan ba yung exact location for fine dine area. Okay? So, Tutor Teresa?
Thank you so much, Tutor Grace, for those information. So as a front office staff, we truly are the bank of knowledge na po. Marami tayong alam, hindi lamang tungkol sa hotel, but even to the direction at kung kanino natin i-refer si caller or si guest when it comes to their reservation and other needs. Okay, so moving
Yes.
on, let's have last week we extended our invitation to all of our tutees and for all those who are interested to work in the tourism industry to make a short skit applying the appropriate processes on how to handle any of the following from week, if I'm not mistaken, week 3 up to week 6. We discussed the following: reservation, receiving reservation, updating reservation or making amendments, handling no-show or cancellation of reservation. So your task is to make a short skit applying those processes at ipapadala po siya ninyo sa amin para ma-feature natin on our next session on week 8. So here are the general guidelines. The video must be taken and uploaded in a landscape format. The video should not exceed 4 minutes. The audio should be clear and audible. Participants in the video are encouraged to wear appropriate attire for their role as presented. So huwag po kayong mag-alala, dear cuties. Yung mga diniscuss po namin from week 2 to present are all in your learning materials, especially dito sa ating mga handling reservations. So may mga, pwede kayong gumawa ng script and then role play niyo po siya and let someone to take video at isend niyo po siya sa amin. Send your output to miangrace.salvador001 at deped.gov.ph or Maria, that's M-A, Teresa, T-H, .telia at deped.gov.ph. Nandito po ang aming mga Facebook account para ma-search po ninyo. Or if you have inquiries, you can send us private message through Messenger. And for the rubrics to recap, Tutor Grace?
Yes, and of course, thank you so much, Tutor Teresa, for the criteria for judging. For your output course, the following rubrics are 15 points. Students accurately followed all the steps in processing reservation, request cancellation, amendments of reservation. And for 10 points, students followed few steps in processing reservation, request cancellation, amendments of reservation. And for 5 points, students need further guidance in applying processing reservation requests, cancellation, amendments of reservation. So those are the criteria for judging for your output. And I'm so excited, Tutor Teresa.
So please don't forget to send your output, our dear tuties, from Batanes to Zamboanga, A to Z, no po. And we are all excited to hear from you. What are your feedbacks? Ano na po ang nag-enjoy ba kayo sa front office? And we hope so you are enjoying our lesson. Mas kapana-panabik pa po ang ating mga susunod na lessons as we move on, lalo na po second quarter is fast approaching, no po. And before we end our session, we would like to greet our duties Chrisley Santiago, watching from grade 12 Hume Salinungan Standalone Senior High School. Hazel Claire de la Cruz Senoja from Salinungan Standalone Senior High School SSG School Year 2021-2022. Zainabel Oliveros, Rosriel Garcia, Justin Tabiang, Shasha Arciga from Villafugo Integrated School, Aurora Isabella, Elisha and S. Arciga as well from grade 9. Also, I would like to give shout out to Ternate West National High School faculty and staffs and our dear learners, especially to my advisory grade 12 TVL and Humes, grade 12 Kamandag. So before we end our session, ito po ang aming mantra as we perform or as we conduct our performance demonstration for next week for our dear cuties na po. Tandaan po natin that limitless is our potential, magnificent is our future. Who knows? Kayo po ang papalit sa amin dito ni Tutor Grace someday, di ba? As front office staff, tutors or teachers. Tutor Grace?
Yes, you're absolutely right, Tutor Teresa, and I'm so excited for their output on week 8. So you will be receiving an amazing badge.
Wow.
So excited na ating online tutors. So thank you so much and happy Halloween. Mag-ingat po tayong palagi. Stay safe and God bless.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Ang husay naman! Natapos mo ang iyong tutorial session kasama ang iyong mahusay na ETUlay tutor. May bago ka bang natutuhan? I-share na yan gamit ang hashtag ETUlay Level Up. Huwag aalis ha dahil may susunod pang programa na pwede mo ring panoorin at salihan dahil naghihintay na ang iyong mga tutors. Happy learning dito sa ETUlay!